My friends, how are you? It is absolutely fantastic to see you for yet another video, and this one feels a little bit more special than some of them, maybe just to me, but my friends, we have done it. This channel has passed 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. That is absolutely insane, and in this video today, we're going to talk about how we got here, and most importantly, where we plan to go in the future with everything, which is a little bit foggy, but we'll talk about why I got in this fight, why I thought it was important to stand up against fascism in America, and all the things that led us to this point, my friends, because we have accomplished a lot over the last 11 months. It hasn't even been a year since I started putting videos on this particular channel. But before I get into all that, there is a whole list of people that I have to say thank you to for this success that we've had with this channel. And if I leave you out, I apologize. I don't take notes when I do these videos. So I hope that I get everyone here, but I am smart enough to know that I could not do this by myself. This takes a whole lot of people giving a shit about what I do to get to this point, and that's kind of how we got here. So first I want to get Steve over on Blue Sky, who shares out my videos every day. He never misses one. He tags me in them, so I just got to push the button to reshare it out, and he gets that out to all of his followers every day, and his followers continue to grow and helps me spread the message with my videos. So thank you, Steve, for your help with all that. I appreciate it. And of course, we've got people all over the world that are helping to spread awareness with this channel, which is one of the most shocking things to me. I did not expect that many Americans wanted to listen to a guy that looks like a dumb hillbilly talk about how he doesn't like Donald Trump, but I am more shocked that people all over the world are paying attention to that. So of course, you guys are familiar with my good friend Guard the Leaf, who has been a huge help in helping me to grow this channel. We've done some collaboration videos. We plan to do more in the future and just keep helping each other grow our channels and try to get our message out there. When Guard the Leaf first came to me, he did it the right way. I was so impressed. I was sitting at home minding my business on one of those rare times that I make it to my house, and he sends out a message and he says, on Blue Sky, he says, "Dude, I just saw your video. I'm wondering if it's okay to use some clips in your video." And he did it at such a perfect time, because I was in a weird time in YouTube where a lot of people didn't really know who I was, and there were a lot of people out there making those fuck around and find out videos about truckers that were freaking out because the market's going to shit and we're all losing work, and they were putting my redneck looking ass in the videos trying to paint the picture that I was a Trump supporting trucker that was in the find out phase. So right as Guard the Leaf reached out to me, that thing was happening also. And a matter of fact, I think some of my viewers, I didn't say a word about it when it was happening, but I think some of my viewers might have ran some of them off, because my comment section lit up one night with hundreds of people pissed that I was in one of those videos and they knew what my political standing actually was, and they were probably raising hell with that content creator also that was trying to paint me as someone that I wasn't. But from there, I was really impressed with how Guard the Leaf approached the entire situation, and we just started chatting more and more and bouncing ideas off of each other. And there's been a few times where I said, "Dude, I'm kind of stuck on a video today. I don't really know what's going on." And he would go, "Hey, go over to my channel, have a look, see how you could do your own version of this thing going on between Canada and the US, and good luck. Tell me how it goes." That dude's never been selfish about any kind of help with growing the channel. And the reality is, I'm a hard person to be friends with. I'm always fucking busy driving the truck. I could take days to respond to a message because I'm just exhausted. And Guard the Leaf has been just huge help to my channel. So if you don't know him, subscribe to him. And I also want to give some quick shout outs to All Shorts. I believe All Shorts is in France, but I may be wrong about that. I apologize, All Shorts. But I was alerted from a bunch of my viewers one day that he was saying a bunch of positive things about my channel that has helped me over there. And of course, Lena Down Under, who has apparently given me a ton of shout outs and a ton of support from Australia. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you're all still here. I had to get those thank yous out of the way. I didn't want to forget that. And of course, thank you to all of the viewers. A big thank you that I just forgot and just came back into my head was the few people that gave my channel a chance when I had almost 0 subscribers and 0 views. And we had a video like a week into it just like explode for the size of the channel I had that went like 10,000 views overnight. And the channel just started taking off because it was the people giving a tiny channel channel a chance to listen to what they have to say. It is you guys watching the videos that makes this whole fucking thing work. That's how it all goes. So I do have sort of plans for the future, but I'm still kind of working those all out in my head because Donald Trump has got the world all fucked up right now. And as a trucker, I don't know what things are going to be like day to day. You know, it's a very scary thing right now being a truck driver in a failing economy brought to you by Donald Trump through his illegal tariffs. It is fucking the whole thing up. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But I kind of wanted to talk about how I even fucking ended up here, my friends, because I have been around YouTube for like 13 years on various channels, trying different things. And I've had some channels get up, one channel get up there around 80,000 subscribers, kind of went to hell on me. It wasn't a great situation. If I look back on that time period too much, I would sit here and cringe at the embarrassing shit that I was doing, as I was kind of fucking up my whole life, is the point I'm trying to make when that was going on. So it's a thing that happens, right? But I have been chasing this like 100,000 number for like 13 fucking years, and I would never lie to you, my friends. I sat there watching it all day yesterday, just refreshing the page over and over. And my channel has a habit when it gets close to a milestone of just coming to a crawl. Like when it gets close to a subscriber milestone, like I can't get a fucking view, I can't get a new subscriber, and you just kind of muscle through it. For this first 100,000, it was about every 10,000 subscribers, the channel would just plummet, and it, fuck, here we go again, and we just try to muscle through it. And that's what was happening yesterday, right? And it went up to 99,999 like late last night, kind of 10 p.m. somewhere in there, and I refreshed the page and it dropped by one subscriber. I went, motherfucker, right? And then I finally refreshed it and it was landed right on that 100,000 number. I would never lie to you, my friends. I wept. I fucking cried. Tears pouring out of my eyes. Fucking, I'm in the truck jumping around. I'm yelling. Tears and snot and everything. It was fucking disgusting. But it was a thing that, like, I was like, God, this is something I've been, like, actively chasing for, like, 13 years of my fucking life. And I just witnessed it happen. And the worst part about all of it is I was in my truck all by myself when it happened. I'm not scheduled to go home for another, I think, 4 or 5 days now. So if it would have happened 4 or 5 days from now, I would have had people around me like celebrating with me, but I had to do it all by myself in a truck, which is the life of a trucker, my friends. That's how a lot of my life has been for the last almost as long. I've been driving about as long as I've been doing YouTube videos. God, I hope you guys are still here. I hope you are. I want to tell you a little bit. This isn't like my standard video, of course. It's all Trump hate all the time, which there's plenty of that to go around in today's video. But I want to tell you a little bit of, I guess, my villain origin story, if you will, about how I even ended up on this side of YouTube, because I didn't think I was going to. I had the idea to start a political channel like a year before I actually did it, and I was too scared to do it, if I'm being completely fucking honest with you. I was terrified to jump into this realm of videos, because I am just a simple truck driver, my friends. I try to understand as much as I can about politics, and you guys, my audience, have been so is it graceful or gracious? I don't know which word I'm looking for there. When I don't understand something, most of you don't like flip your shit on me and fucking go nuts. You are happy to put it in the comments so I can read it, I can go research it, and I can come back in the next video and be better. It's scary doing something that you don't fully understand, and a lot of my viewers are just happy to help and say, hey, here's where you fucked up. They're much more polite than that, but here's where you're fucking up, and here's what you need to understand about this, and then we just get better. And I think my knowledge of politics over the last 11 months has expanded fucking greatly, because I'm just constantly cramming the shit in my head. And more importantly, I'm always trying to find out if the MAGA dorks are lying to me, which that's almost 100% of the time they're lying. So I'm constantly fact checking information that they're putting in my comments to find that they are completely full of shit every fucking time. But the point is, about a year ago, I was just kind of minding my business. I was doing a trucking vlog, the trucking channel. It's still here somewhere. I'm not entirely proud of it. I had a rough patch in my life that literally went on for like 5 fucking years, and that shit like spilled over into the videos. It wasn't always pretty, and it's still out there, but I don't give a fuck about it anyways. The moral of that part of the story is, like, being an over-the-road truck driver it takes a toll on your life, your personal life, shit like that, right? Things get fucked up is the point I'm trying to make. Anyways, about a year ago, I was just minding my business, doing my trucking vlogs, and it was widely known in the YouTube trucking community that I am a registered Democrat. I always have been ever since I decided to register to vote years ago. I don't remember what year I registered, but I've always been a registered Democrat. It was widely known amongst YouTube truckers that I was a Democrat, that I am a Democrat. They're the better political party. Look, the other party is fucking fascist at this point. What do you want from me? If they want me to support them, they should probably get their shit together. And that particular community never missed an opportunity to take a shot at me based on my political views, which is fine for the most part. I can take it. It's just some ball busting, right? That's not a big deal. But one day I had a very tragic thing happen, my friends, while I was out on the road. I had a death in the family that completely fucking rocked me. I was out here in my truck having to pull over on the side of the interstate because I fucking crying my fucking eyes out, just losing my shit, and I wasn't gonna make it home for another week, and there was not a damn thing I could do about it, right? And the person in my family that died, her name was Luna, and Luna was about a 15-year-old God damn it. Now I'm gonna forget what the fuck I'm saying. I still get emotional when I talk about Luna, but Luna was a 15-year-old fucking, god damn, the breed of dog is right there in my fucking I cannot remember now. The words are just fucking gone. Luna was an old dog that we had gotten from a shelter about 10 years before that. She was always an old lady from the moment we got her. Border Collie, I told you it would be back. Luna was an elderly border collie. She was old from the minute we got her, and she lived another 10 years after we got her. We figure she was roughly 15 years old. And Luna was a whip dog before we got her from the shelter. She was all mangy, and she was her teeth were all bad. She was very timid. She was terrified of men, which should indicate what Luna had gone through before we got her. It took Luna like a year to even look at me without being freaked the fuck out. And then after she got over that and realized that I wasn't a monster and I wasn't going to hurt her, me and Luna were best fucking friends. She was a wonderful person, right? She was a dog, but dogs are better than people in my fucking opinion. And so I was just heartbroken over my poor sweet Luna dying while I was out on the road. It happened very quickly. We knew she was old. We knew that her health was going downhill, but it was like one day she had lost all control of her bowels and everything, and she was just shitting all over the fucking house. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home in time, but it sounds like this is the end, right? And 2 days later, she's gone. She's just gone. It happened so fucking quick. Anyways, I put out a vlog talking about my dog, Luna, and how sad I was about the whole thing, this death inside my family. And it was right after Donald Trump won, in air quotes, the election. And somebody said, yeah, I mean, that's sad about your dog and all, but how about Donald Trump's win with a whole bunch of laughing emojis after it, right? This is not the reason that I made this channel, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Considering John Wick's response to somebody killing his job, I think that my response is appropriate. It was at that moment I said, the cruelty of these fucking people. I am no longer going to stand for people being just absolutely miserable to other people. Who the fuck celebrates the death of a dog by rubbing that person's political victory like in their face? You guys know what I'm trying to say. You know what I meant to say there. And that's the moment I decided I was going to make this channel. And it's a super interesting thing because the YouTube trucking community is convinced that this entire thing is a grift, and it's not. This is how I truly feel. But they are convinced that the only reason I made this channel to speak out against Donald Trump is, in their view, not because I believe in it, but because I believe it will get views and clicks, and that's the only reason I'm here. Which is very strange, because when it came to to mocking my dead dog and celebrating Donald Trump's win at the same time, it wasn't a grift. It was all very real, and they knew that that was my political view. But the moment I spoke out, now it's a grift. Now he's grifting all of us, right? And that is the reason I started the channel. But the reason that I fucking wanted to make the channel, the reason that I wanted to speak out on what is going on in this country, is because I have some very important things to me in my life. And those things are, I'm a father to daughters, my friends. And what I don't understand in America right now is the fathers to daughters out there that vote Donald Trump, while Donald Trump actively wants to take away the rights of women in this country. And I'm not saying that to be hyperbolic. I'm saying that because it's actually fucking true. First, they started taking away women's rights to healthcare in red states to the point that you had women bleeding out in fucking hospital parking lots because doctors weren't legally allowed to help them anymore because of what they did with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. There are certain things, certain healthcare things that get considered to be an abortion when it's a life-saving method because they're like the same thing. I'm not really a doctor either. But what I think is a lot of people should start minding their fucking business, and if a woman needs healthcare, get her the fucking healthcare. Are you shitting me? We have all this technology and we chose to let women die. I just said I'm a father to daughters, my friends. Are you fucking shitting me? I'm gonna sit here and stand for this. And then other ways is they want to actively take away women's voting rights. It was called, I think, the SAVE Act. You guys can correct me on that, where they are once again, the Republican Party is hiding behind the boogeyman, immigrants, and saying that we're preventing immigrants from voting in this country. But what that actual bill does is if your last name doesn't match the last name that's on your birth certificate, you are no longer an eligible voter. That means the minute you get married in this country and change your name, then you are now property of your husband, and his vote is the vote that matters. You're not even eligible to vote anymore. Can you believe it? And then on top of that, to even further attack women in this country, anytime a woman gets a job now, she is harassed, ridiculed, and threatened with her livelihood. We're going to take away your job. And they say because she's a DEI hire. You understand why any father to daughters in this country would stand up and say, enough is enough. I'm not going to let this fucking slide anymore. My friends, as an over-the-road truck driver for the last 12, 13 years, it has been very difficult for me to actively be home all the time to help raise my daughters, but I have done the best I could while trying to provide a life for them also. So that they didn't go hungry. They like living indoors, you know, they like shit like that. But I will always stand on the side of my daughters. I am not raising my daughters to be property of some fucking fragile masculinity dork that bows down to whatever the fuck Donald Trump says. I have raised my daughters to be their own people and go after whatever goals they want. And the MAGA culture runs counter to that fucking idea right there. So if you're asking me why I started this channel, it's because I brought them into the world, and it is my duty, my friends, to protect them from the bullshit that the Republican Party is trying to do to them. That is how we ended up here. Kind of a lot to go over, isn't it? And my friends, I've been thinking a lot because a lot of you, you got to hear me out on this part. A lot of you would like to see me become a full-time YouTuber, which I appreciate. I appreciate that very much. And I have also told you that I am going to ride this trucking thing until the wheels fall off, until it doesn't make sense to do anymore. And we're also kind of hitting that point. I want to be clear. I'm not quitting my job. What I'm doing is explaining that there is a lot of things being considered right now because everything is truly going to hell. You guys know how I've been telling you that trucking is going bad. I've been saying for months that there are telltale signs that things are wrong, and now we're starting to see the job losses. We're starting to see the reduction in freight, and all the things that makes trucking go round, right? And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not going to tell you for sympathy. I'm telling you for the reality of what is going on out here on the road right now. You see, I work for a company that has pretty predictable and consistent freight for the most part, right? So I'm never too worried if I'm going to have work or not until last week. Now, this may just be a fluke, and it's something I can write out and sort of pay attention to. But I noticed last week, of the 3 loads that I pulled across this country, none of them were our typical customer freight that we normally pull around this country. And it felt more like it was pulled off of a load board somewhere. And it was done at a much lower rate than I'm used to pulling freight for this country, which indicates that it may have been a bad week, but it also could be a good indicator that what I've been saying is hitting other people is actually starting to hit me also. I don't know yet. I have to kind of ride that out and see. But I will tell you, last week I spent every day of the week in this truck, pulling unpredictable freight at a much lower rate than I'm used to pulling freight for. Mainly I just wanted to write it out and see, like, is this the new normal? Is this a fluke of a week? So I didn't put up much objection, much argument. I just kind of went along with it. So after spending all week in this truck, working every day, I brought home $400, my friends. Now, it did go up in my case because I received some unexpected bonuses I was not expecting at all. But you can't depend on the fucking bonuses. So the more I think about that, I go, okay, let's watch and see if this is a fluke. Next week, I'm planning some time off, so I don't anticipate making any fucking money next week. But after that, I have to start paying attention. Is this the new normal around here? Because if it is the new normal, then it does not make sense anymore to subject myself to this, to sit in this truck day in and day out. Bathroom situation sucks. I couldn't get a shower yesterday because I pulled in the truck stop. Their entire shower system was down. And so, like, I'm in Texas right now, fucking smelling like a goddamn ball sack. And I'm going, is $400 a week really, really worth what's going on here? And it's something that I'm going to write out and see sort of how this whole fucking thing happens. And we'll kind of go from there. But it would be irresponsible for me right now, for my family to just call it and just head home and try to be a full-time content creator. Really, what I would need to do to make a responsible decision is I'm only telling you this. I'm not trying to let you in my personal life so much as I'm telling you that the reality of Donald Trump's failing economy is starting to hit me now and is causing me to have to make decisions. But I would have to about double my views here on YouTube for it to be a reasonable, responsible thing for me to do, which basically just means I better start making some good fucking videos around here, right? But the thing is it is starting to hit me personally, like I've been saying this entire time that it was going to do. And boy, I could go on for an hour because I wanted to go over. You guys remember when I was around 20,000 subscribers and my own Discord moderators tried to cancel me? That was a fucking clusterfuck. I'll only spend a couple minutes on it, but it started when they had approached me with a bunch of ideas to sell merchandise to people, and I shot that idea down immediately because I was the one over here ringing the alarm bell that we're all about to be fucking broke, and it didn't seem okay to me to sell merchandise to my viewers. So I shot that idea down immediately, and their response to me was, we'll just talk about it another time then, which is not what I meant. I didn't mean let's discuss it another time. I meant I am not comfortable hawking merchandise to my viewers in an economy that is about to crash at the hands of Donald Trump. And for God's sakes, I was right. We've got people losing their health care. We've got people losing their jobs. We got people that can't afford their electric bill. I don't feel comfortable selling you a shirt, my friends, but I'll make you a deal. If we ever get through this fascist part of America, I will sell a t-shirt. It will say something like, I promised when we got rid of fascism in America, I would sell you a t-shirt. Here's your goddamn t-shirt. That'll be the text on it, right? And then I'll sell it to you once we get through this shit. But until then, I am not comfortable selling anything. See, I'm sort of more following the Kyle Kalinske model of running a YouTube channel. I get money from the ad revenue. I get money from the super chats and super thanks when you guys are generous enough to send them. And I get money off the channel memberships. I don't have sponsors. I have turned down sponsors. I'm not trying to sell you merchandise. I am solely dependent on people liking my videos and being willing to support me, and that's the way this entire thing works. But yeah, the whole Discord thing went to hell pretty early on, and I thought that was the end of the channel, if I'm being honest with you. When the Discord thing went to hell on me, I was like, well, that's that. It was some other things too. Like we all got, I thought, pretty like hyped up one night. We were talking about ways to grow the channel. I was maybe 10-20,000 subscribers, right? And we were talking about, dude, let's talk about ways to grow your channel. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I love growing channels. Let's do this shit. And I started kind of throwing some ideas out there, like sort of like a Reddit campaign. Is there any good, effective way to get videos to certain subreddits that would help to grow the channel? Was kind of the idea I was working with. And they said, well, how about Facebook? To which I was like, I don't know. That's how we attract a whole bunch of MAGA dorks, right? If we go on Facebook. And I was like, I'm not really sure, right? And I wasn't really enjoying that idea, but I was fucking like pumped up. I was excited. Let's fucking do this growing the channel thing, right? And then one of them like it was weird because they had made a new subreddit, which is fine, like okay, and it was a subreddit for liberal or left-wing truck drivers. And I was like, okay, cool, but what do we do with this, right? And the person that made it, they responded to me. They said, well, what we'll do with it is we'll look for a left-leaning or left-wing trucking content creator that is maybe making political rant videos on YouTube, and if we can find a guy like that, then we'll use your channel and your Discord to promote their videos. And I'm gonna level with you, friends, I lost my shit. I fucking flipped the fuck out. I said, if you find a guy like that, what in God's name are you talking about? You already found a guy like that. That's what we're doing here. That's how you found my channel. Why the fuck are we doing all these extra steps to find the guy that you're talking to right now? And they didn't like my response, you see, but I thought it was silly. I'm like, what are we talking about? You came to me and said, let's grow a channel, and I said, hell yeah, what ideas do you have? And you said, well, our idea is to go find another guy. And I was, what the fuck are we talking about? Anyways, they tried to burn my ass to the ground at like 10-20,000 subscribers, said I was very rude to them, and they were right. I was, because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. And I did get a little bit grumpy about that entire thing. I didn't mean to tell you that story, but I did anyways, because we have had some trials and tribulations, so to speak, over the course of growing this channel. Another thing, guys, I'm just pouring it all out today, I guess. I thought that this channel was dead at 10,000 subscribers. If you guys were around when I was at like 10,000 subscribers, you might remember a time where I made 2 videos back to back, 2 days in a row, going after our own side politically. And let me explain. The reason I did that was because I was, first knew I was in over my head with all this political stuff, and I was eager to learn, and I was just trying to learn a lot of shit. And besides the truckers that I originally saw my videos that hated me anyways, they loved me the day before when I was making trucking videos, but as soon as I voiced my political opinion, then they hated me, because their loyalty to Donald Trump is much greater than the loyalty to other working class Americans, right? It's a bizarre system. But after the initial truckers, my first initial viewers were like, I don't know the best way to explain this, and I think I'll probably explain it the wrong way, I mean, was like the extreme, like far left, like the word police, right? So I was just making videos, venting my frustrations, when all of my goddamn comments were, you can't talk like this, you can't say this, I hope your channel gets shut down, I hope you fail, you're fucking up, you're bad for all of us. It was a really fucked up thing, because I'm like, guys, pay attention, I'm a truck driver from rural America. If you understand the ally that I am, you might back off a little bit on like policing my words, and might embrace why this is an important thing to the entire political movement. Instead, we're word policing the ever-loving fuck out of me. And I made 2 videos back to back, just going after the people on our side of the political spectrum that were acting like that. And I was fully expecting my channel to collapse at that point, at 10,000 subscribers, because I was going after us. And a weird thing happened when I put out those 2 videos. I immediately attracted the audience that I was looking for in the first place. People on the left, mostly politically, though I do like when MAGA actually listens to what I say. But also people that were a little rough around the edges, like me, that sometimes had a filthy mind and a filthy mouth, that weren't like pure fucking people, that have made mistakes, that have fucked up before in their lives, that have been complete assholes before in their lives, but they understand that fascism is still a bad thing, even if you're not the most pure person on the fucking planet. And it actually ended up like growing you guys into this channel and understanding that I'm not like a saint by any means. I just wish that like fascism wasn't taking over our country, is the point that I'm trying to make. I didn't mean to tell you those stories, those 2 about the Discord and about almost blowing up my channel at 10,000 subscribers, but sitting here at 100,000, it's like this surreal feeling, and realizing that there were at least 2 instances where I thought this channel was done and over with, and we just kept fucking growing and getting it done, my friends. So I don't know where this all goes. I'm gonna keep trying to make good videos. I'm getting a little emotional right now. I can't believe we did it. I don't know if you can see it, but my eyes are getting watery right now as we speak, because we've made so much fucking progress, my friends. So I'll try to get through this without making a complete asshole of myself, but I promise you that I will stay in this fight. You guys have seen me donate money we started with Wikipedia way back when Elon Musk was attacking it. You saw me donate that $1,000 to Gavin Newsom's redistricting campaign, so we can try to stop the Republicans from taking over the goddamn country through their illegal gerrymandering. I have donated money to Kat Abu-Ghazaleh's campaign. I never posted that up, but I did it one night when I was just laying here, and like she popped up on Blue Sky with a donate link, and I just did it real quick. And I want to I'm not here to just like hoard all the fucking money. Yes, I make money doing YouTube videos. I am here to put my money where my mouth is and put that money in the right places in America that need that money to try to get us out of this fascist regime. And as the channel continues to grow, now that I've passed 100,000, it sort of legitimizes me in the eyes of viewers out there. So I want to start talking to people that are running for office. I got a guy that sent me a few emails, and I haven't responded yet because I was focused on doing this, but he's running for a political office. I know I want to try to help flip Gabe Evans' seat in Colorado, so I need to find out who's running for that seat and platform them here on this channel. I need to find out who's running against Lauren Boebert and platform them on this channel, because I'm gonna like take this fight to Colorado, my state, and try to get these right people in office there. But I will be interested in helping people like Kat Abu-Ghazaleh and the guy, I forget his name, that has emailed me a few times. Sorry I haven't responded to you. I was trying to get us there, all right? And we will use the power that we have built on this platform to continue to try to do the right thing. Anyways, I think that's it. Rest in peace, Luna. Love you guys. Bye now.